My friends, that's right. If you cannot beat them, then you cheat them. I can't stress it. I won't try to dress it any other kind of way. I love it. I love how people think that I don't know what I'm talking about. Multi-level, layered things are going to be spoke on in this conversation. I'm going to speak on the election, getting to the latter end. I'll try not to forget about it. But I wanted to speak on things that actually apply to our life every day, things that aren't one-time events every so often that people get caught up in. And if you don't realize that if they can't beat you, then they cheat you, okay? And this is how it goes down. Now listen to what I'm saying. Black people and all other folks that live on the earth. When I say black people, clearly we don't have tarmac skin. It's a label that we've been given that I'll acquiesce to so that way the solidarity that I'm seeking to achieve is not hampered or mitigated by a poor performance, i.e., the wording of something that offends people, where in which they don't understand what I'm trying to say. If they cannot beat you, people, they will cheat you. So, because they could not beat into the minds of my people, into their souls, that we were as such as the people that were already of the land, they cheated us and they created this umbrella of black. Come on, whoo. Let me start with that. Because they could not beat any of the other so-called Negroids or black people on this planet who are different in who they are, okay? They cheated them too and slapped them under the umbrella. Now, while I'm not quick to go and defend all brown-skinned people, I do feel there are certain dignities they are deserving of, even though I know that we don't deserve anything but death, because that's what's coming to everyone. Black people have spent the longest time avoiding and trying to escape the reality of what is. That is one small thing of what is. Let's speak on another thing of what is. So they say they hired a minority at a job. They said that they have minorities at the job. Now, to everyone else, genealogy means nothing, but where you come from is something. So if you don't hire the people who look like me, who look likened to me, who are of the land at these jobs, you've done nothing but undermine the entire process in which you are supposed to engage in. Because you could not beat these people to be unwilling to engage in the activity of work, where you could actually call them lazy and good for nothings. You created mechanisms to keep them from the work. Come on. If I can't beat, I cheat, right? This is what they do. Let me go ahead and tell y'all something. They did not beat the Native Americans. They tell you this all the time. They tell you that they use biological, chemical warfare and so many means. And then they slaughter them in their sleeps. What they couldn't do, they used wicked devices. Clothes that had been on dead bodies for who knows how long. Gave it to these natives. Guaranteed to get sick, pretty much. Oh, you're wondering how they got sick, huh? If I can't beat you, I'm going to cheat you. And since I can't beat you face up, I'm going to wait till you go to sleep and I'm going to cheat you out your life just like that. Come on now. These are small little things, but they're huge to the big picture. Trust me. When you knock off 500 million people in North America alone to be accounted for. Oh, didn't know that, huh? Smack down another 500 million at least, a billion at least, right? In Australia, you're talking about between the time of so-called 1492 and 2020, there have been at least the death of 3.5 to 4 billion Aboriginal and original people of the planet. At least, no lesser than. And this is just what they account for. What's popping, bro? This is one of those things, y'all, that we need to start looking at and start understanding that if they can't beat you, they will cheat you. So what am I talking about to say? Meech, what are you saying? Cheaters never prosper. You seen that little thing before you pulled up in here. You know why cheaters never prosper? One moment. Because cheaters never pay the cost to be the boss. That's why. I don't care who wins. I told you this. 2 years ago, I would have told you that Donald Trump was still a lock. That was before he did certain things and said certain things that I took great offense to. Didn't need anyone to tell me a damn thing. And I said a long time ago, when he said that nonsense about lynching, and he did what he did to al-Baghdadi or whatever his name is, where the man blew himself up with his children, and the man told people that this man, before he died, whimpered like a coward. Same man who come from draft dodging stock, bad German stock, and claim and swear to God he's Scandinavian, and got Putin's scrotum in his mouth all the way down his throat. Excuse me. Who are they trying to play? And once again, he can't beat, so he cheats. Right. Take the L, dog. Take the L. Hold the fact that people said out loud the things that you could have capitalized on earlier. Hold the L. But I also said something a long time ago, like almost a month ago in a man's comment section. I said, because he asked the people a month ago, Sir Schmuckatelli, and he said, who's going to win? And I was like, I know technically you can't tie, but if something like that were to happen, it would be very interesting. And right now we're at a moment where if Trump wins whatever state's out, and then let's say he loses by a few electoral votes, he's going to want to, rightfully so, have the votes recounted. Primarily in Michigan, where they floundered 77,000 mail-in votes. Floundered. Now, the reason why I say floundered, here's the biggest issue. If you look at the counts in Michigan, Trump lost by almost 77,000 votes exactly. I'm not a genius. But if I was anybody who was involved in that, I would be like, look at that. That does not look right. Let's just go ahead and recount all the millions in this one state. He's still going to take the L. He has to. Is he going to take it with grace, though? See, this is the question. Right. Right. Has to take the L, y'all. If you can't beat him, then you cheat him. Am I saying that the Democrats did something faulty and nefarious and very questionable? That's not what I just said out my mouth. But anywhere where there were mail-in ballots, I would be suspicious of if the counts of certain votes were similar to what they were in Michigan. Doesn't look right. Looks terrible. As much of a coward as he is, he's not stupid. As much as stupid as Joe Biden is, he's not a coward. That's the dichotomy of these two people. In a fist fight, Trump would only win if Joe Biden just couldn't come to some kind of wherewithal. But in all-out savagery, Joe Biden's winning every day of the week. That's not even a question. Y'all don't even know the kind of people that you're looking at. Let me tell you something. Let me just go ahead and break it down. Donald Trump, so-called real estate man, owns properties and businesses, right? But in these properties, he houses black people. All right, I'm going to capitulate that he treats some of these black people like the dirt we all walk on. Having said that, I'm going to say that some of those black people who he treated like the dirt that we walk on were doing wild, unscrupulous things that even you and I would be like, come on, bruh. Or, come on, sis. However, doesn't excuse him from treating the righteous people who didn't do anything like that. Won't excuse you for that. But I do know the difference. Having said that, for any black man, woman, or child who was not mentally available in the 1990s, I was born in 91, and for some odd reason, I had a strong perception of life. Having said that, adults would have conversations with me about how bad things were. If you're going to sit here and tell me that in the 1990s, you felt safer than you do now, you're lying. And I would know that you're lying. I would know that you're telling a straight bald-faced lie, and you know it. And this is the issue that we're going to have with the people, is that since they can't beat the truth, they're going to try to cheat the truth. There was a white government who fixated its attention on flooding into black neighborhoods like it had done successfully in the 20s, 30s, and 40s with more narcotics, so that way the people would become disillusioned, not realizing, not having the scientific mind to know or to have the wherewithal to see that the way that heroin, aka opium, affects an individual is not the same way that cocaine does. Right. So once things got all the way out of control and they could no longer harness the situation, and you had people with fully automatic weapons that had come all the way south of the border, the same dope that they were sneaking in with drugs. Listen, bringing in guns. They brought in the drugs with these guns. They were bringing these guys fully. If you're ever wondering how it happened, this is how it happened. They brought the stuff to them. The same way they brought the drugs to them, they were selling them guns too, to protect themselves. Right. And I know a lot of you guys are going to have a hard time believing this. CIA agents were telling black dudes to blast cops in the face. Right. If you can't beat them, then you cheat them. Couldn't beat black people. So what did they do? They cheated them out of their God-given right to what is so-called life. Right. And took a big defecation in their mouths and in their children's mouths and children's children. They're still tasting it till this day. Don't tell me that they're not. I get tired of people when they come to me and try to bring me that half-cooked fuckery. Okay? Because I've seen enough of it in my life. I've lived through that, and I'm still here. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm still here means, but I'm still here. You're still here. Despite the fact that they have tried to destroy you by all means necessary. They can't beat you, so what do, my people? That's right, they cheat you. If they weren't cheating, there wouldn't be people locked away in prisons for shit that they didn't do. It's impossible. If they weren't trying to cheat you, they wouldn't have Planned Parenthoods who are solely dedicated to abortions, contraceptives, birth control, ways to keep you out and down. How about that? So if they can't beat, they cheat, huh? But somehow I don't know that this ain't white heaven. If anybody disagrees that this is white, if you don't think that you are living in white heaven, please leave right now. That is what I advise. Because I know where I live. I know where I'm at. I have no misconceptions of this land or its wickedness. You got people that wear a Black Lives Matter shirt, but make sure that you don't get a job. Come on. How'd that work out? But they done mentally mind fuck themselves into thinking that that's the right thing to do. Stop it. If they can't beat, they cheat, brothers and sisters. Did they really beat the Iraqis or did they cheat them? They cheated them. How did they cheat them? They said, we're going to turn your own people against you by giving them jobs. And then saying that the people who they're saying are traitors by taking a job from the same people that are invading and occupying your land are somehow good people because they're taking the American dollar. But the people who are calling you a traitor are like, bro, they killed my whole family in an airstrike. There is no forgiveness. There is no amount of money. Oh, so if I take the money, all is well and all is done, huh? The fuck is that? See, and this is that, once again, if we can't beat, then we cheat. The living coward in the flesh, Kenneth Walker. When I say the living coward, is the living coward in the flesh. Who else saw that interview but me? But the first one had his pants half off of his fucking ass, looking as if he had hit a line of coke or something like that, eyes bug-eyed like a motherfucker, looking like people could just pop out of nowhere and just start blasting with guns, looking terrified. He's still alive. Then had the wherewithal to put on a polo in his second one. He's the devil. And the reason why baby girl ain't here. If you don't agree with me, leave now. Since they can't beat you, they're trying to cheat you. They're putting no onus on that man. Not a little bit. It's the problem with you black people. You want them to hold their own nuts. Okay, well, you got to hold yours too then. And that very moment, everybody's got to hold their, if it's a moment where you're holding your nuts, everybody has to hold their own then to make sure you got them. And if you ain't got none, you need to get back. That's the issue. Anyone who wants to disagree, like I said, part ways with me now. I can't stand it. Cowards of the worst kind and the most terrible ilk, and want me to say something good about him? He fired one shot. What's good about that? He might as well have fired not a fucking shot and then see what was going to happen. It's okay. It's okay. When is somebody standing up for you? You want somebody to stand up half-assed for you? You want somebody to start a fight with a person you hadn't even physically been fighting with. You were just talking to. They start fighting with them. Then they leave and then you get beat down and beat to death or hospitalized. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me. Friend or not, nobody. How much sense does that make that they started something that they didn't finish? Right. Should have finished the whole magazine out. Then I know you're a man. Then I know you fucking meant it. I'll take reckless endangerment charges. You know what? They're children to me. Children. Not kids. They're not fucking baby goats. They're children. And if there's children across the way, left or right, God willing, I don't hit any of them or their parents. Because I got to let this thing go. Because I don't know who this is. But God wouldn't want me to get killed right now. And he damn sure wouldn't want my woman to get killed with me. I knows that. How about that one, huh? Everybody thinks that I'm tripping on something. Everybody thinks I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. If they cannot cheat you, then they beat you. They want you to believe that that's not an appropriate response, my people. That's not how we're supposed to be moving. That's a death movement. For all those knuckleheads who went out there and did all these things this summer, they got to have their cake and eat it too. Got to protest, act a fool, loot. How many people you thought looted shit got to vote, huh? Does that make sense to you? For all the people who didn't loot and voted, does that make sense that some coward who was wearing a face mask, who otherwise would have been identified and maybe not have acted so brazenly, goes out there in the name of whoever that they never met and didn't give a damn about until the moment that they saw what happened, till they rode the wave of anger and went and committed whatever acts they committed. And they still voted. Right. Does that freaking make sense to you? Oh, yes, huh? How? If you're trying to beat the devil, you cannot become the devil itself. That's where righteousness comes in. And it seems as if people will extricate, will abdicate, will totally eradicate whatever righteousness they have for the moment. There's just certain things you don't do. There's a certain level of decency you uphold, okay, as a person. I get tired of trying to tell people, like, I'm a man. I shouldn't have to call myself a black man. That's bullshit. Let me break it down to you. If you niggas really honestly believe that you're the sons of Adam, you're nothing other than a man. Right. Everybody else are Gentiles. They're wannabe men. You don't even get that. Lost in the sauce. Lost in the sauce. You have to be. Aren't you? Stirred up in it and everything. Ready to get poured on top of the pasta noodles. You have to be lost in the sauce to think that. I'm a man. Sidney Poitier might be an old-ass Island Coon sellout, but he said one thing right in that little movie he was in. Guess who's coming to dinner? Yeah. Right. When he was talking to whoever his father was. I'm a man. Right. I'm a black man, first and foremost, but I'm a man above everything. I'm not fighting for my manhood, and I'm not waiting for a white man to give it to me. Okay? Can't no white dirty devil ever tell me I'm a man or not. Slave or no slave. That's a fucking fact. You niggas sit here and let these punk ass motherfuckers dictate your level of man or womanness. Call your children baby goats, and I'm supposed to kiki and ha-ha to that shit. And don't even understand. You're calling your children something that's not a person. If you're going to dehumanize them righteously. Get mad at people for calling their babies their angel. An angel's not a human. And if they're not a little angel, they're just a little person. Call them the little person that they are. The disrespect for life held by those who have either procreated, okay, or have helped raise life, and give it no credence and swear before God and the whole world that they haven't tried to cheat and beat me out of my righteousness in my own mind. I just take a deep breath and I just be like, okay, it's all right. What happens, black people, a year from now? When the things that I'm like, okay, what didn't happen this year, don't worry. I know. I'm not even going to tell people what I said. People know what I said who deal with me. A year from now, when it could really get stupid, what you going to do then? It wouldn't even be a whole year. It would be like 10 months, 8 months, something like that. It's not that long. I wanted it to come this year so people could get their minds tuned up because it didn't happen this year. I mean, the year is still young, but the year is closing in. So this year, their idea of a year, their 12-month calendar is almost done. And I can't help but to believe that if I were an evil person, I would try to undo what I had done before, causing more problems than I'm going to solve. Yeah, that seems right to me. That seems the most logical thing to me. Anybody remember when I was like, if they go out here I mean, obviously white people stood down, right on, because they thought that they had the numbers to get Trump back in there. This is why they didn't do nothing crazy. That's why most of them haven't done anything crazy because they still think, what are you going to be able to tell a racist ass white dude who swears to God, swears before God, Trump won? That they cheated him. How are you going to know that somebody that you didn't know was a Trump supporter was a Trump supporter? Vietnam won. And before you say something stupid or wild out the side of your neck, there was a young man in India who has spent the equivalent of thousands of US dollars because he believed Trump was his God. Man starved himself to death when he found out that Trump had got COVID. So before you start to say wild things at the side of your neck and believe them in your mind and in your heart, just take that into consideration. I'm freestyling. I don't have to give you no links. I don't need to. In a little bit, I think I'm gonna be done because I know what white heaven is. I know this is one of those ones I only need to give an hour to it because I came with so much at the beginning. If they can't keep up with all that, and there's too much porridge for them, right on, they need to probably slow down, and eat it a little bit slower, right? Because I'm telling people a whole lot of little things. Let's go ahead and hit the fact real quick that if we're going to talk about Biden and what he's done, once again, to black people, who's going to argue me down that black people didn't live in terrible, terrible conditions? And what have schools become other than jungles? Before you say some dumb wild bulls, what have schools become other than jungles? But the man was all the way off, huh? It's okay. I didn't say it was because of black people. But the amalgamation of all these things can create issues that you didn't see coming before. Don't worry. Everybody in prison is not innocent. Woo! Let me say that again. With this brewski in my head, take a swig and put it down. Everybody in prison is not innocent. Come on. What's that mean? They're guilty. Some of them are guilty of something even worse than that what they were charged with. And they know it. Say that then. Be mad at me for telling you the truth. I'm Nick Man. I have no thing to lose. I don't vote. I don't believe in voting. I don't believe in even giving the idea to my enemies that I believe in their foolery. To participate in my own destruction is wickedness. What else could it be, black people, other than wickedness? Y'all know it's evil. I know it's evil. But people voted. So here's the question I have for you. Since Democrats were the ones who freed you, and it wasn't the Black Republican Party, since Abe Lincoln hated niggas so much, but was the only president who did anything for black people ever, and is what civil rights is, he literally broke the blueprint and the general basis for the civil rights 100 years before it was out. Not a Republican, must have been a Democrat, right? Since that's not the case, tell me, what have Democrats done for you lately? I'm waiting. I'm sure somebody's got an answer. Somebody will get here and see that. Don't worry, y'all. And they're going to be ready to say some ill, wild nonsense. And I'm going to give it to them. They don't know. Oh, you mean the same Dixie Democrats of the South? Huh? Really? Oh. Thomas Jefferson, whatever that guy's name is. Jefferson Davis? There we go. Yeah. JD. Dixie Democrat, baby. Don't let him think, don't let him fool y'all and make y'all think that he's any kind of conservative. To be a slave owner back in the day, you had to be the free thinking type. The kind of person who was like, these really aren't humans. It's no big deal. They're just livestock and cattle. But swear before God, as you eat the luncheon with all your compatriots of your congregation and read the words of the Bible in whatever year before God and the Lord our God, swearing that you are a righteous man and looking down upon they who are really men and you are not even a man. Come on. And y'all wonder why a guy like Joe Biden could put niggas in jail, right? It's because guess what? I don't see all y'all as men. And some of y'all who are men don't conduct yourselves as men. Woo! Like the sheep you are, easily influenced. Let me stop. Because I don't ever call a white man no sheep. He ain't even a man. He's just for so long bred it into the minds of the earth that he's a man, though he's a Gentile, though he's not of a nation, though he has no nation. Most High God done told me this through the scripture. The white man has admitted this through his own sciences, saying that guess what? There were humanoid, not exactly a human, but not exactly not a human creatures to have bred with men. Come on. Who do you think the humanoids were? Who do you think they are? Scripture tells you that there's humanoids, calls them Gentiles, though. Has an actual word for it, right? Not something that they made up. And before you say something wild and stupid, once again, up the side of your neck, because we're in white heaven. If they can't cheat, then they beat. You have to understand within that scripture, it tells you what the people look like. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's not up for discussion. We're in white heaven. It's not white supremacy. And I don't need nobody to give me permission to speak on what I'm going to speak on. I don't need your permission. You didn't educate me. I knows that for a fact. Didn't tell me nothing that I said today. Right, and haven't taken the time, come on, to read or educate themselves about what I'm talking about. Think Biden is supposed to feel bad when his people fought in the Civil War for black people. Come on. Feels as if his laws were some sort of, and I guarantee it. Go watch a movie from the 90s. Y'all tell me what the 90s were like. You tell me if you thought that you would send your children right now to the store in the 90s. Stop. Give me a moment. Who was doing unscrupulous, wild things for drugs in the late 80s, early 90s? Huh? Let me tell y'all a story out of my life. So that way don't nobody get it fucked up. And drink the rest of my beer real quick. Rontez McClure, a.k.a. Head, Baker Street boy, East St. Louis, Illinois. Come on. My man, Scorpio. Would have been 44 years this, y'all. Anyhow, the year of his 40th birthday, he passed 4 years ago. Rontez McClure was a major drug dealer. Major drug dealer. He told me, he said, Meech, and I know other people who can verify that the man at one point was a millionaire or something like that, beyond what you would think is regular hood rich off of selling drugs. Let me break it down to you. Rontez McClure told me, he said, Meech, he said in 1992, Meech, he said selling crack cocaine in East St. Louis did not get you a felony. Come on. Let me break it down to you. This is a man who told me to my face, he said, Meech, he said, I once sold 50 birds back when they went for $1,000 a pop. He said, I sold 50 of them in 2 hours, Meech. He said, I was so scared I shut down shop for the rest of the week. Come on. Had more days likened to it. We won't get into all that. He's dead and gone. They can't do nothing about it now. Fuck him. Not him, but fuck the police. If they ever listen, hope they get a piece of this. Rontez McClure told me in a much lowered, humble state of himself while he was teaching me things about, and some of these things I apply to this very day. He said, Meech, he said, look, bro. He said selling crack was not a felony in 1992 in East St. Louis, Illinois. He said, facts, Meech. What's this got to do with now? Excuse me. If you can't beat him, you cheat him, right? Did he know that Joe Biden passed, got a law passed, got an act passed, that crime bill passed? Come on. Did he know that in 1994? So could he understand why 2 years later, when he was going on 18, the whole game had changed? Right. Y'all need to understand how things were probably operating in some of these cities. Disrespect me. Act like I don't know what the fuck is going on. These niggas is 40 and 50 years old and don't know none of this. And swear before God that they was there and don't know nothing. Please sit your ass down and just listen and learn something. Okay? You actually might achieve something in the near future because you listen. Check this out. Same niggas who's running around with fully automatics that's getting supplied to them by the Latino Hispanic governments of South America and Mexico alike when they're bringing in the dope. These niggas, what do? Terrorize their own people and people not liking to them. Hold on. The first problem I talked about earlier, right? Of different levels of blackness, different kinds of blackness, however you want to put it. Oh, the different genealogies, people, and all of them getting fully automatic weapons and exacting their judgment on one another. It's deep. It's deep. I won't talk about which ones have ties deeper to people who don't look anything like us. Nothing to do with me. I won't even talk about the ones who actually come from straight up white people. Got nothing to do with me. Who are full-blown drug dealers. Selling that nonsense to your people. And they have done what? They have abdicated, extricated. Come on. What? That's right. That's right. Vindicated themselves. Exonerated themselves. Told you that I don't deserve to be in any way, shape, or form held to account for my actions. And think I'm stupid? Nigga, please. Must be something wrong with you. Must be something in the water. I wouldn't doubt it. Something in all the water and all the land out here. And all the land of the so-called contingent United States. I don't need anybody's approval to tell me if they cannot beat you, they will cheat you. I know this for a fact. Do y'all think I think Joe Biden really won? Excuse me. No, I don't. I think something funny happened. You know what I think happened? I think Donald Trump shot himself right in his own mouth. Being stupid. Being stupid. Shot his own lips off. Look, and now he looks stupid. Come on. Type shit. Saying and doing the dumbest wild shit, bro. And swearing before God, I'm taking this. Guaranteed victory. This nigga was doing victory laps before the shit even started. But you know who's licking his chops? That's right. Mike Pence. If you can't beat him, then you cheat him, y'all. Don't worry. Don't worry. He's going nowhere anytime soon. See, Mike Pence would have never been able to beat Joe Biden. Or any other Democrat for that matter. He don't have the juice. But guess who will vote for Joe Biden? I mean, not Joe Biden, but Mike Pence. People who didn't vote for Trump, who voted for Joe Biden, will vote for Mike Pence. Mike Pence is the most dangerous dude in the world right now. The most dangerous dude in the world right now. Him. Right? That dude is the most dangerous. He's the most dangerous dude in the whole on earth. If somebody wanted to get it popping and had the muscle and had the real belief of people, this dude has not only Christians, super uber duper white Christians, he's got white supremacists behind him, whatever you think those are. I just call them skinheads. And anyway, all right. Neo-Nazis, whatever you want to call them, they're not supreme to nothing. Once again, because they can't beat you, so they cheat you. So how you gonna be supreme if you have to cheat? Anyway, you can't give labels to those who do not rate or deserve them. It's that simple. Why am I gonna tell somebody you better than me and I see that you deflating footballs? Huh? How you the greatest of all time, but you deflating footballs or letting it happen on your watch? Anyhow, white supremacy, as they thinking. All those forms that it comes in, right? It's not all that. And a bag of chips like people claim it is. Mike Pence has that on his side. He has that. He has that on his side. Y'all don't realize that. See, D. Treasy could not beat up a refined or polished politician, but he could cheat them the last time around. with the drain the swamp, all that nonsense, right? That worked though. It really did. It worked so effectively that they had to get him up out of the office because realize there have been more federal officials in my whole life to ever come up on charges than I've ever known of, especially for it to be made public. Think about that. They be like, these guys are associated with Donald Trump. It doesn't matter. Donald Trump is not a Republican. People forget the man is not a traditional Republican. He's really a Democrat with conservative values. Right. So what does he have to lose to burn up Republicans or burn up them? It doesn't matter. And this is the issue that people can't see that. Once again, Mike Pence is the most dangerous man on earth right now. Most dangerous. If somebody wanted to do a coup d'etat, if somebody wanted to do whatever, it's him. Have to throw it out here. I can't leave it on the table. Because if I don't say something and some crazy stuff happens, I'm a bastard. Are they willing to wait out another 4 years? Does Mike Pence have 4 years in the tank to wait? I don't know. Once again, we don't understand the gravitas of these international issues to the fullness thereof. If we did, we'd be able to say, oh, there's probably this much time left for real, before a real war happens. Or tomorrow it could happen. They're trying to keep us so far in the dark, you don't know. But a man like him, who literally has stayed in radio silence for 4 years, he has done exceptionally well for a vice president. People just voted in a man who literally, his son is one of the reasons why he helped pass a drug law. Come on. Think about that. And behind him is a woman who enforced a crime bill en masse in one of the largest states, if not the largest state in the union. Come on. Think about that. Just got voted in. People are willing to overlook all that. Because guess what? They believe in their minds that a man named Donald Trump, D. Treasy, they think 4 more years of him is going to run the earth all the way into herself. Let me go ahead and say this. Unless the Wuhan virus, Hubei province, just in case y'all forgot exactly where it struck first, unless that virus that they had was actually concocted under the presidency and the watchful eye of Donald Trump's administration, and it was not. It was done before him. And they have tried to place this at the feet of his government or his administration so as to castigate the man. Hold on, let me break it down to you. Since I know that's not the case, that means that this virus would have taken place if Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, or Bernie Sanders had been in office. The only difference is this, though. They would have handled it even worse. They would have had better preparation and a worse overall outcome because they believe in science too much and they don't understand the human body enough. Science does not understand the human body. If it did, there would be no need for science. Stop right there. However, saying that this virus was going to happen no matter what. And you would have had people who were willing to do trade with the country where you could prove that at bare minimum, at least they came to our labs, stole a virus from our labs, tried to mutate it, and the mutation got out of control, or they released it on purpose in their cities with the intent of this happening during the trade war. Come on, listen to me now. What? Because what was happening in China before this, everybody? Let me break it down. They were protesting. Super tough. Right. Everybody forgot about that. But the virus gave China the authoritarian control that it was trying to have over the mainland. And this is why the United States has given Taiwan, who believe that they are the original born genetic heirs of true genealogy to mainland China. Let's not get carried away with that. This is why the United States has given them arms. You can say sold, but gave it to them pretty much. Come on. If they can't cheat you, they beat you, baby. That's right. Because if they can't beat you, they cheat you. So they're going to do one or the other. They're going to get you one way. It's how they figure it. They have to get you. No shit. If I do not have the ability to outright do something wicked to you, I may have to beat you. I have no other option, right? But because you give me the option, you leave the door open to cheat you every time. Hell, since I can't beat you with the hand I got, I'm going to cheat. All y'all told me you didn't have no aces. Don't worry. Ooh, out of nowhere, up my sleeve. Come on. Y'all dumb enough to tell me what you got. I'm smart enough to cheat you. Or wicked enough. However you want to say it. Come on. That's how they get down. That's how they move. That's the whole plot and premise of this discussion. That is white heaven. They call it Thanksgiving. Do they tell you that those white men smashed in the skulls of black Native Americans who look like aboriginals while they slept? Do they tell you that they smashed in the skulls of straight-haired, dark-skinned people while they slept? Do they tell you that? Do they tell you that they had the red mongoloid, the red skin, yellow skin, white-looking skin mongoloids to do this to them too? This is how they were able to do it successfully. This is why you have the five civilized tribes. See what I'm saying? So when you can take history and remove from the history all the foolery, and then look at all the other things that are combined with the history, you can come to the conclusion of what they're actually trying to tell you. They've told us for all these years what they done. That's right. We teamed up with the good Indians, and they helped us do it all. Right. They didn't give the good Indians those nasty blankets that had dead bodies on them. They gave them to the nigger Indians. Come on. Excuse me, the bad Indians. Y'all know how it goes. Look, I can only tell you the truth because I won't lie to you. They couldn't tell you this. You got people who are historians who couldn't even put the story together like this. They don't even know. And their job is to know history. Wow. They're pathetic. And they know they are. And anybody who disagrees with what I just said about so-called Thanksgiving or any kind of way that it went down in America, please leave now. Because people disagree with me all the time, but they hate to disagree with me when I'm right. And they really love to disagree with me when I'm more right. So I'm like, just get up out of here if you think that I'm tripping. Because You're telling me that a man named Joe Biden, who when he was at his youngest had brown hair and brown looking eyes, hold on, who Joe Biden comes from Irish stock, who, hold on, are known as the niggers of Europe, to put the hard ER on it. Don't ask me why they were called that. Look it up. See if they'll even tell you anything like that these days. Quick little rundown. They were known for being part black, a whole bunch. Some of them even half. Only way that could be is if there was black people already there. Go ahead. Let me keep moving. It would be appropriate that a septaroon looking motherfucker would think that he has the audacity and the authority to punish black people when they didn't, by and large, punish the same white people who were doing the same shit, letting them off and letting them walk free and recreate their lives. The same white guys who you see going crazy right now and killing their families and they won't tell you their old history. Come on, break it down to you. Come on. The same white guys who get with black chicks or an Asian or a Mexican, get her pregnant, pump babies into her, and then kill the whole family, or become a straight up derelict man. Not even a man, but still. Since he fancies himself one, we're going to call him one. Having said that, you have this septaroon sorry bastard who, for the life of him, couldn't figure out how and why the law that he wrote in the 80s was in conjunction, hand in hand with the bullshit he wrote in the 90s. And he swore before God and everyone that I had no idea that it was going to do this. Now, here's the question I have to ask you. Why did they not retrograde the law to affect powder cocaine once they realized who was using it, how much of it was being brought into the country? Come on, are you hearing me? It doesn't come into the country as crack. It comes here as cocaine. So we have to punish those who are the initial distributors. Where was that law at? To retrograde your actions. Come on, see, stop. Niggas ask all the wrong questions. I ask all the right ones. That's why I'm the best. I have no known mental whatever equal. I don't know of them. When I figure it out, I'll let everybody know. All y'all's. I put it together in ways in which people dream of doing it. I can't do it forever. I'm going to die one day. But I'm still young enough to keep putting it together for the years to come. I tell you this. If you believe in your minds, in your heart of hearts, that Joe Biden could have beat Treasy 4 years ago, then why didn't he get the fucking support that he got just now? Come on. Wasn't he Hillary's running partner? It's okay. Y'all will one day realize the racist white dudes who voted for Joe Biden are the same type of racist white dudes who kept whore black wenches during slavery. Woo! Come on. Who do you think voted for him other than those guys? So y'all don't even get it. Other than those who dream of that. All the racist white dudes with a black wife voted for Joe Biden. All the racist white dudes with an Asian or Mexican wife voted for Joe Biden. And even with a foreigner wife voted for Joe Biden. That's a fact. Even though Trump is married to a foreigner. And is by and large a foreigner more than Joe Biden ever will be. Oh my goodness. Y'all don't even get it. Y'all don't even get it. They sad. Because they don't want to hear that. That's the truth. Let them be sad, y'all. That is the living truth as it stands. The same white boys who voted for Joe Biden are the same kind of white boys who hope to lay down with a black woman. Come on. Kamala Harris looked like she was ready to shuck a clamshell when she was nominated to be the vice president. Stop it and somebody tell me if I'm lying. She looked like she was ready to shuck all the clam meat out that shell, bruh. Stop it. Anyway, and you niggas think I'm tripping? Go look up the picture if y'all don't remember. I'm Nig Man. I will remind you. Looked like she was ready to suck all that old clam meat up out that shell. Was ready on stage in front of God and everyone. Think I'm lying. Ha ha. I don't call him that word, little faggot word, that zaddy word. Because for a black man to keep saying that, I think he's low-key homosexual. Or for any black dude to be zaddy, zaddy, zaddy. So that's what you think of white dudes, huh? Huh. They think the white dudes are zaddies. But they don't realize how uber gay they sound. Pat Nig Man on his back for holding his radio silence this long, for letting him say this dumb shit this whole time and never giving it to him. Give me some, y'all. I deserve that one. Okay? Zaddy. Please. That's a funny one. I've had all kinds of chicks say all kinds of words to me. All kinds of things to me. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've heard that one come out. And I know I'm not a white guy. Wow. They must have dealt with the white guy. I'm like, so every chick dealt with the white guy that says that, huh? Watch your mouth now. See, this is why I laugh at these guys. They picked a word that they like because they want to worship the white man themselves, right? Come on. If you can't beat the white man, then you cheat the white man. Or do you cheat your people since you can't beat the white man? See, I ain't trying to cheat y'all or beat y'all. I'm trying to meet you in the middle so I can treat you to something righteous. Come on. I am he. There's only one like me. The guy you're looking at right now. The Most High God made me special like that. No one else will tell you what I said tonight. They swear to God they've got too much to lose, or listen. This is the best one. All that's fabricated. It's all make-believe. I made all this stuff up, but you can go look it up. Somebody tell me I'm lying if Joe Biden isn't the child of Irish immigrants. Somebody tell me if I'm lying that Trump's mother wasn't an immigrant. And all but one of his children have immigrant mothers. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Go ahead. I'm waiting. I will wait for you. Nig Man is waiting. Since I'm lying. But I can guarantee you this much. When you find out what actually happened, you'll be amazed. Like, let me give you guys one right here. Me, my brother, and my sister all have the same mom. Now, my brother has a different father. Me and my sister have the same father. My mother only has 3 children. You can say, "Oh, that you know of." No, she pretty sure her family would know. They're from a tight knit Southern family. They would know if Dorothy Ann had other children. Right on. It's Papa Martin. And so I know that because my mom is who she is. She has 3 children. It's me, my brother, and my sister. Y'all do realize that me and my brother. So my sister and my brother look more alike than me and my sister do, but me and my brother look like brothers. I'm trying to give y'all some understanding here. My brother grows a beard. I can grow a beard. Right on. We just look different in our facial symmetry to certain degrees. Now, why I say this to y'all is because you're gonna go on thinking that all black people are the same after this. I know you are. I've been telling y'all for years we're all not the same. Some of your biggest leaders have literally eaten from my hand. Literally, metaphysically eaten from this hand. And they know they have because the eating was good. Okay? Please. And now, only now have the nerve and audacity to tell you that, oh, some of these black folks looked a certain kind of way. Nick Man's been saying it. They can't cheat, they beat, baby. They can't beat, they cheat. That's it. And how they'll beat you is wrong. Because, right, it's not like you're in your full physical prime or you're able to defend yourself. See, I don't condone black people going out here and just knocking white people's whole heads off. I don't ever condone that. But what I do condone is a black person who's younger dealing with some kind of ruffian white person and they have to put their ass down real quick. Now, the reason why I talked about how me and my brother look is because even though Rampage Hockett, Christopher Hockett, is known for losing his handles with people, he's actually very sensible, very peaceable, regardless of who his father is, because his father looks obviously enough like a black person. Like I don't need y'all. I'm not sure if y'all get it. Like you don't have certain you don't have certain features unless the person before you had them, right on, or was capable of having them. The people who are out here doing all the evil stuff right now, I want y'all to see who they look like, who they're arresting. I want y'all to know they're heavily after brothers right now. Talking about bearded brothers. Because they're trying to make them out to be the bad guys. These are the same brothers who come from the same bloodlines who are the only reason why this country's here. Brothers and sisters. They can't cheat us, nor can they beat us. But they don't want to meet us in the middle. Come on and treat us. Come on. I'm trying to tell y'all what it's looking like. Because you have a group of people doing one thing who look like you, and another group of people who are doing another. Who are you? And they want to try to blame everything on us. I see more people who are not like me who are accused of egregious crimes. Then I see it where it's like as if you had to focus in and find this. Because for you to tell me that no white people committed any crimes this whole week that were worthy of national attention, you're lying. Think about that for a moment. You're a black person. Me and my brother look alike. I'm peaceable. Let's say he's not. Let's say he gets accused of a crime, right? I don't. You're telling me that a person who I say is like me to a degree, we don't think alike, we don't see things all the way the same, but this is my people. You're telling me that this person who is capable of being peaceable is the same as a person who goes out here, looks nothing like me, commits an act of outward hate towards people who look like me and think I'm tripping. But the people who look like me, when they do what they're doing, I promise to God, 98% of the time, even if they're operating in the wrong mind, they're doing this probably for a reason. I know all often, I've seen it. I know all too well how it goes. They want to cheat you so they can beat you. Right. That's the whole purpose of cheating you. What you have to be told, once again, if you have to be told everything, it's pointless. Right. I had to say what I had to say first so that way we could have the inverse converse a moment that we're having right now, where no matter how you put that phrase, that's what they're looking for. Okay, so I couldn't beat you, so I'm gonna cheat you. If I can't cheat you outright, I'm gonna beat you outright. I can't do either one. Okay, I'm gonna hold it out right here. But y'all can't see that's what they do to you. I'm tired of explaining this. I will watch you in a lot of silence this next year. Very quietly. Nick Man will drop things that have nothing to do with no kind of politics. Trust me. I don't care. I don't even care about the current situation. Or might just be cooking food and doing stuff like that. Something totally different. Because I don't care. I've already told you everything there is to know, and you don't believe me. If you believe that a man who is a coward but is stupid, or the man that is stupid but not a coward, whichever one you choose, you still lost no matter what. And they still cheated you. And they still tried to beat you if they didn't all out beat you. Trump's not cheating you all when he says that black people have got more jobs messing with me under my administration, even if they're not high paying jobs. He's not lying to y'all. Even if I only had a job under this administration and he was under for a period of time because I was working other jobs. Right. He's not lying. I know for a fact he's not lying. But he tried to beat you into voting for him. Come on. Tried to beat you across the head with that. Come on. Wishes he had actually endorsed Kanye West all the way. So that way Kanye could have actually affected the Democratic vote. Right. The number of white people who would have voted for Kanye West would have been so minuscule, it would have been pathetic. Kanye West was Donald Trump's one way actually into winning the White House for sure, unquestioned. Nobody sees it like that, but I know for a fact that was the plan. See, Kanye West was never the president, but if he was the president, he did the Bull Moose party that Theodore Roosevelt did. Okay, back before there was how many terms you could actually be a president, right? And I forget who was running for the president that year. Might have said I want to say Woodrow Wilson won, but I forget who was running in the Republican Party. Okay, and Theodore Roosevelt totally sabotaged it. I can guarantee 95% of the people who listen to this did not know that before I said it. Right. Theodore Roosevelt didn't have to cheat. He just beat him the right way. Or you could say Theodore Roosevelt couldn't beat out the Republican guy, so he cheated him out of his rights to get the votes that Theodore Roosevelt could have got for him and asking for support for the guy. However you want to put it. It's your cake. Dress it how you want to. I want it to taste the way that you want it to taste. How about that? I don't want the cake to taste the way I want it to. I want it to taste the way that you want it to taste. So when you eat it, you enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, you understand what ingredients you put into it that made it so unenjoyable. I didn't do it to you. White heaven, come on. That's where we live. Y'all think I'm lying to myself. I pray to God not. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Biden would have won without the black vote? For everybody that says yes. Why I pick Kamala Harris? Half-breed wonder who locked up all kinds of niggas. And see, I need y'all to understand, black women showed out for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. You know why? Because most black women hate black men. Don't worry. Their hatred for black men is about to totally implode in a little bit. I know what I'm talking about. Where's Me Too at? If Me Too's dead and gone and I didn't tell y'all a year ago that Me Too was dead and gone, I'm a liar. I'm telling y'all. I know for a fact. Because black women unabashedly hate black men, they voted for Joe Biden. And they said, oh yeah, Kamala Harris locked up a bunch of those sorry-ass niggas. The same sorry-ass niggas that you claiming ain't at home right now to raise their sons. Right. If those women are stricken by blindness, insanity, and astonishment of the mind, I don't know what some of them are stricken by other than outright wickedness and evilness. Come on. Woo, I don't play no games, do I? I come forward. I came for all the pearls tonight, or at least most of them. Right. That's who voted for Joe Biden. Between that vote and them already sucking and fucking punk ass white boys and whoever else, right? Between the punk ass white boys and the whoever else who were smashing black chicks, voting for Joe Biden. Come on, woo! You don't think I'm telling y'all the truth? Huh? Huh? If I'm a racist white dude, I could easily vote for Joe Biden. You locked up a bunch of these niggas. It's no big deal. You made it easy for me to get to this black chick. Punk ass niggas don't even see it like that. That's because you bitch made, and you'll never be like me. And in my presence, you cower down like children, no matter your stature. I've seen it my whole life. I've seen it my whole life. Grown men get mad and get sad. Ultimately give in. I ain't no half-breed claiming to be a full-breed nigga. Did you hear me? I'm not a nigga who's not a nigga claiming to be a nigga. Telling you about nigga shit. I am he. I'm Nig Man. I have nothing to hide from you. Who was there with me yesterday other than the Most High God when I almost virtually all by myself emptied out a freaking 48-foot container full of almost 100-pound boxes? Nobody but this guy and the Most High God. I have no need to lie to you about what I'm saying. If you think I'm lying about that, if you think I'm lying about the work I did yesterday, send me to hell then in your prayers. I have nothing to lie to you about. There's no need for me to come here and to tell you these things because they're not true. I'm not some quarter breed telling the people what it is. I'm a nig. I ain't no African riding the wave of nigness. No, I'm not a nig from the islands. I'm a from the turf-born nigs, nig. Okay? And that's who's telling you the truth right now. And if you can't handle that, that's going to be your problem. Not mine. The Most High God don't like liars, hates them, finds them disgusting and wicked. You know why a thief, someone who beats you, is better than a liar over someone who cheats you? Because the person who beat you can give you back what they took from you. But the person who cheats you can never uncheat you. Come on. But if they do a 2-and-1, they can never fix one without trying to. Right. You'll always be in the wrong for one of them. Okay, so let's say that one of these laws beat black people and didn't cheat them. One of these laws cheated them, or something in the laws cheated them. It doesn't matter how you put it. Because how are there not more people than black people locked up? Think about that. In municipalities where there are virtually almost no black people, rampant with drug crimes. If you can't beat, you cheat. You tell them whatever you want. If I can't cheat you, I'm going to try to beat you. If I steal your life because I'm wrong, because I have the wrong information, wrong address, whatever, not only did I cheat you, but I beat you. They can do a twofer. Just think, I don't know why I have to explain that to grown folks who already know everything. But I felt the need to go ahead and put that out there. I'm a nig telling you this. Not some half-breed, not some part-breed, not some fucking piece of shit motherfucker who will never show you his face or her face. Colin Kaepernick can't represent you. Drake can't represent you. Russell Wilson can't represent you. I told you this. Look, mad love for us. Can't stand Cap because what he did was bitch made. J. Cole, he all right. He done said some dumb shit. He just now coming into his, at 35, just now starting to act like he's 25. It is what it is. They're not your representatives, though. Drake can't represent you. Aubrey Graham cannot represent you, dog. He's not meant to. He's not built for that. He's been trying to cheat black people into think that he's black for a long time. And then if he can't do that, he'll try to beat it into your mind by paying for acts that he himself would never commit. Not because he's a boss-ass nigga. No, it's because he's a bitch-ass nigga. That's a fact. Y'all don't understand. They're not built like that. They're not. Don't believe me? Ask the half-breed whose father was black, beat his daddy, his uncle, and another man to death with a baseball bat. Because he had been admitted for 3 days. Half-breed with a black daddy now. Come on. I'm trying to tell y'all why I don't trust him. Call his father racial slurs. I told y'all this shit already, though. This is how they get down. This is the way that they move. I'm not putting no links in here. Go find it yourself. Since I'm lying and since everybody knows everything. Right. And this man beat his father to death with a bat. And his uncle, who was probably black as well. And a fucking a cable guy or something like that, who was just installing What the fuck? And you gonna tell me that this nigga's my people? And the cops took him in alive, right? Took him in alive. They killed Tarzan's son because he killed his white mama. He killed 2 niggas and a white dude. We don't give a fuck. Whatever. It's that type of shit right there. Y'all think I'm tripping? It's okay. If and when they wage a war on white supremacy, none of you are safe. If and when they wage the war on white supremacy, doesn't matter. If I told y'all I knew what was going to happen anyway, right? They're going to try to wage a war on this shit. Watch. It won't even be a loud one. It might get loud, but it won't even be a loud one. I'm not stupid, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all what's going to happen. Joe Biden's only real thing he can do is to send white police officers and whoever else colored police officers after dangerous white people who he claims are too far aligned with Trump. Things like that. It'll be some kind of shit like that. Maybe even guys who are really fucking with Trump might do some dumb shit to put themselves in the limelight. It's going to be some wild west type shit. It's not going to be pretty. You avoided a whole year of your own bloodshed in a weird way. I'm just going to name down some things to you. Ahmaud Arbery literally runs at the people who have guns on them. Sean Reed, high-speed pursuit with the police. Dijon Kizzee, even though it's minor, he did commit a traffic offense, a violation. And then, as opposed to giving himself up, right, and being charged with having possession of a pistol, gets himself shot in the back by the police. Rayshard Brooks, what does he do? Tries to tase the police with his own gun while he's under the influence after he had fallen asleep in a Wendy's drive-thru. Hold on. Wendy's, who, by the way, had insurance. Come on. Who else? Walter Wallace, if that's the brother's name. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Just recently, had a knife in his hands. His mother called the police, got him killed. Daniel Prudes, people got him killed. Come on. Called the police on him saying he was having a mental health breakdown, high on PCP or whatever. Ended up getting him killed, right? However long ago that was. Obviously, there's a Breonna Taylor, right? And in her situation, in Breonna Taylor's situation, her boyfriend, who is her living boyfriend or just visiting boyfriend, fires a shot at the police. That in turn causes 30 rounds to be flooded into the home. Hold on, let me just keep going. Who else can I think of who was murdered this year? All right, baby girl just recently with a young dude who was shot. I can't think of his name, but he was killed and they didn't render him life-saving aid. Put him under a blanket for 8 minutes. That young lady with that young man. Feel bad for both of them. Check this out right here, though. Reverses the car, right on. Even though the officer's fired, it doesn't matter because her actions caused that to happen. Doesn't matter what you say. Should have ran his bitch ass over if you're going to do some shit like that. He's shooting at the driver then. But he shot at the person. He purposely shot at her boyfriend. I need y'all to understand this. So it's shit like that. Trying to understand it. You know what I mean? Like where black people are like, we didn't do nothing. I'm like, well, something happened for this shit to transpire. Okay? It wasn't nothing plus nothing equals more nothing. That's not what happened. That's not how you get dead people. That's not how you get murdered people, killed people, however you want to look at it. It's not how it happens. Don't have enough discernment, don't have enough training and wherewithal to stand back and just look at the situation and say, you know what, this is what it is. This actually is what happened. And even if they put the microscope on all these situations, don't worry. They're still dying deaths of despair by record numbers in white communities. Every day they go and find 3, 4, 5 people per state who've killed themselves from overdoses. At least that many, if not more in the much larger states. Who are white, by and large. Sure, they find black people who've overdosed. But these are people who had way less to work with than the people who were white who killed themselves. Right. These black people were cheat and they were beaten life. I'm trying to tell you, if they cannot beat you, they will cheat you. Quick, fast, in a hurry. And if they can't cheat you, you know it. They will beat you. By all means. And if by beating you, it means that we had to cheat, it doesn't matter. Fred Hampton is one of the greatest examples of if we can't beat you, we'll cheat you by beating you. He's right on, he's up top the list. He's up top the list. He's up top the list. What they did to him was worse than what they did to MLK. Some people claim that MLK was shot underneath the stairway of where he was at by somebody shooting underneath. Whatever. If that happened, it still doesn't change very much. You see what I'm saying? That these police raided this man's home while he was asleep, okay, and gave it to him while he was asleep, and then shot him in the back of his head, okay, after the fact that he was dead. Just for good measure. Gotta make sure you're really dead, bro. Word. So anybody who don't believe me, I really don't give a damn. That's where I'm at. I'm flabbergasted. I told somebody a long time ago in their comment section, it could be a tie. Some weirdo look and stuff like that. Trump is a loser. He's a real sucker and he's a real loser. And he's the type of sucker to believe that he can say whatever he wants and still wins. And then he's a loser because when he doesn't gain victory, he claims that something didn't go his way. Something that now, and I do understand the Michigan. Michigan is the only thing I really understand. That was fucked up. That was pretty fucked up. The whole 77,000 fucked up votes, and Trump pretty much lost by 77,000 votes. I don't know how to feel about that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like white supremacy beating white supremacy, but it's like I don't know if he just outright didn't get cheated by white supremacy. He's in white heaven, y'all. White heaven. In white heaven, anything's liable to happen. Okay? That's what y'all be like. White supremacy. I'll be like, stop. No, we're in white heaven. That's the whole land. All the US of A, contingent and non-contingent, is white heaven. Okay? That's why a white dude can go somewhere where they're supposed to be in charge and be like, I'm running shit. I ain't never did nothing for y'all. I don't even know y'all. I'm going to start getting women of the land pregnant and put my seed all into place, and y'all just going to like it. And when they see it get killed, can't make it, don't survive, then they get sad, then they want to get mad, then they want to try to commit acts of violence. That's what it is. As long as they've been in Africa, Africa shouldn't have any black people. Just kind of throwing it out there. Just kind of throwing it out. Just kind of throwing it. Just kind of throwing it out there. Africa shouldn't have any black people in it. As long as there's been talking about coming right from the Mediterranean and being able to just flood into the place, right? And just take it all. I mean, you already conquered, right? I mean, conquerors, you took over everything already, right? Right? Follow what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. But y'all want me to believe that over here in this land that they did something like into that, where they killed and conquered all the people, but yet they couldn't do it with the people who had even lesser to work with. So-called. They claim they had lesser to work with. They say that the Africans are some of the lowest forms of life on earth right now as we speak. If you let the white man tell you the story. So why is it that right now, if you can measure them being some of the lowest forms of life, why did it take so long to actually conquer the land? And then, even greater question, why are there people running around who are still tarmac black? And before you guys say something stupid, tarmac black people and white people don't make people who look like this. A lot of them pop out children who are white skin looking. I mean, white looking like a motherfucker. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. We're talking about black skin Africans popping out babies that are like lighter than J. Cole. Okay? How that happens, I don't know, unless you have like genealogy. And this happens so often with them, word, that they can't even say nothing. And when I'm not talking about a white person with brown hair and brown eyes, I'm talking about blonde hair, blue-eyed white person. If they lay down with an African, their baby be coming out white skin looking, coming out looking like Mariah Carey or something like that. I'm telling y'all, man, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. Not every single one of them, but enough of them come out white skin like that, where I know. Let me ask y'all this. My mama grow an afro, my daddy grow an afro, I grow an afro. How would it sound if I said that my sister didn't grow an afro, but we had the same mother and father? Right. That would sound ridiculous. So if you have the same mother and father, unless they look differently, one parent to the other, there's no way you can inherit a gene set that's not available. That means that your father is not your father, no matter how or what people try to say. Had to throw that out there so that way people understood that. A lot of the black people who voted for Joe Biden are not really black people the way that you think. A lot of them have genealogy, structural issues where they have no actual allegiance to their people. Some of them actually don't come paternally or fraternally from black people, meaning that their father ultimately is not a black person. And I mean, say ultimately, I'm talking about we can go all the way back to their bloodline. When we go all the way back to the Mediterranean area, right? When we go all the way back to what y'all want to think is Africa and stuff like that, right? If their people crawled from out the middle of the planet or crawled from the innards that came out from inside of a mountain, came down and descended on it, right? I'm not talking about them. I'm not. I'm not even close talking about them. Okay? When I say black people or white people, especially when I say black people, and when I say white people in the degree that you think that they're white, I'm talking about black people who I know for a fact come from true genealogy stock of Adam. And when I say white people, I'm talking about white people who it's almost undeniable that if I trace their genealogy back, fraternally for sure, on either side of their mother or their father, they go all the way back to the people more than likely. Most of them don't. Right. 98% of them are fraternally disconnected from black people. At least, if not more. But I'm going to say at least 98%. The 2% that are connected to black people that actually do right by black people, I would contend they have black fathership in their genealogy. They don't know it. Right. It's not for them to know. They didn't do any copulating for them to get here. Can you dig that? They did none of that. Okay? They had no connection for them to get here. So they're just here. So if they're here 500 years later, 400 years later, and have had certain genealogy things or certain parts of their gene structure mitigated, extricated, abdicated, almost all out exonerated from themselves, come on, and eradicated, come on, it's terrible. Removed, people, removed. If those things happen, guess what? They don't know who they are. But I'll give you a prime example of somebody who did know who they were. There was a judge one time, and I read it, and I think I read this to you guys on my other channel. And this judge, you see, he was telling this young black man that he's telling the young man, he said, I came from slaves. My great grandfather was a freed slave. He was a freed man. He was a freed slave. And he said, you young black men now are doing a far better job at killing yourselves than the Klan could ever dream of. I want y'all to think about that. This is an old ass white man, white looking dude who is full blown aware that in his family there's a black guy. All the way aware of it. Not even trying to hide it. Think about this for just half a second. Why would he say that? Unless he has some kind of understanding of what the Klan was doing. He wasn't trying to cheat or beat those black men in that courtroom. He was trying to meet them halfway to treat them to something. So that way they could learn and realize, yes, with his white skin and old white man hair and blue eyes, but his facial structure not so Eurocentric, still a white man based on how he looks, telling two young black men, when I was growing up, and essentially, the Klan was never this effective at killing black people. So there's two things that he admits. Number one is that the Klan, even though they kill black people, they didn't get to kill them like this. And number two, they were afraid to kill black people like that. Woo! Hear me? So old so-called white man who has no need nor reason to have shared that with them. And I guarantee you, those weren't the first people he ever told that to in his life. He's thinking, shit, if the Klan was killing niggas like this, there'd be no more niggas. Right. If the Klan was killing niggas like this, he's like, shit, I might not be here. Shit. Right. That's deep, ain't it? That a white dude is telling y'all, like, look, man, the way y'all are rocking, the way y'all are moving is totally ass backwards. Take a white dude to tell some niggas some shit like that. But if I say it, I'm just a coon ass nigga who's soft than a motherfucker. But somehow I'm the only black man I know in all of America who has an extremist protection order. I'm the only nigga I know with one of those. But I'm the soft ass nigga who don't understand what the fuck is going on. Come on, if that makes any sense to anybody. Trying to tell you, if they cannot beat you, black people, they will cheat you. But there are those who will tell you the right things. And that man told them the right things. How dare you? How dare you dung down the neck of your ancestors? And you think it's okay to take life? The same people who fought every day just to live, to survive. And you think that you have the audacity. Stop. Who are you? That's what they have to be thinking. Who are you? You decide who lives and dies now? But you'll get sad if someone does it to yours, huh? Sorry, ass nigga. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. One of these days, y'all, you will see, you will believe, you will understand, not just perceive it when it's all in the flesh, that the man that's speaking to you right now has told you no lies. Don't worry, black people. Your comeuppance for voting will come sooner than you think. Right. Doesn't matter that I told you that white boys who are dicking down black chicks are more than likely the ones who voted for Biden, who were hella racist. There's a whole bunch of white boys who aren't dicking down black chicks and anything else that's moving, who didn't vote for that man, who voted for Trump, and they hate every single one of them who did that. Don't worry. They're savage enough to go hard on each other. That's what y'all, okay, black people. When it's no longer about you, what are you going to do when you fall victim because you're in the middle of everything? And I should be able to just live my life too. Well, my people helped build America. We did it all. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. If they cared, they'd have been done right by you. Since you can't get that, you're in for a rude awakening. Don't be like, oh, me, it's going to be all good, me. We're going to be all right, bro. America going to come back. We're going to be on top again. How? China owns a certain portion of the U.S. via land. We're in debt out the ass. Okay. So you're willing to put in another 100 years of struggle just to hopefully one day be looking at the waistline of white people. Because right now you're looking at their shoes. Did you hear me? You're willing in 100 years to be able to give them an unfettered blowjob. Fucking pathetic. Ugh. For that, I need a beer. Who do you think I am? Huh? That I want to sit here and tell grown men and grown women that they're fucked up people because they were able to get a mortgage and didn't pray for the Most High God to come save them. They didn't beat you, black people. They cheated y'all. They cheated y'all. And then they beat y'all. Right. With their taxes unrelenting. With their agents unrelenting. With their unfortunate circumstances unrelenting upon you. And would pray to God for a better day to suck the privy member of your enemies. Go to hell. For every single one of you that voted, that's what you did. You got down on your knees and you put Joe Biden's old privy member in your mouth. That's what you did. Aha! Didn't know that, huh? Fucking sucker. How could you? How dare you fix your dirty dick sucking lips to tell me anything? Please. Had fucking jokers talking about vote Democrat down ballot. Think about that. Get on your knees and put somebody's privy member in your mouth no matter what. On the other side. I'm like, yo, I've never voted. The one time I tried, it didn't feel right. Felt like they was asking me to get on my knees and do some shit I ain't never did before. And I ain't about to do it. So fuck this ballot. Didn't even matter, huh? Whoa, 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 whoa. What are y'all asking me to do? And for some odd reason, I told people, I said, hey, stand back. Because these niggas want a free blowjob. And niggas is smacking my arms down, talking, I can't wait to suck a dick. Okay. Okay. Why you got their fucking seed in your mouth? Ha ha! Don't say nothing to me now. Because I will backhand you with a fucking metal gauntlet at this point. Disgusting, foul, vile creatures. Any black person that voted. And could say, I did it because my ancestors could never vote. Your ancestors weren't even humans to these motherfuckers. And your ancestors weren't from here. You built Timbuktu, you sorry ass niggas. And I don't see y'all going back to fight for that. The fuck out of here. Claim you built fucking pyramids in Egypt. I don't see you going back to fight for those either. Fuck out of here. And got a fucking sorry ass Gentiles privy member and scrotum in your mouth. And telling me about how much of a man or a woman you are. Sorry ass fucking clown. Please, nigga. Let me give some hard love to O'Shea Jackson real quick. Not the Duke, but the Cube, the ice one, right? Hard love, Unc, big brother, whoever you want to be. Follow this. Has it ever dawned on you that we created all the wealth in this land? There was no America before niggas who have afros step foot in this bitch. I'm worth more than 13%, bruh. Fuck that. Fuck all that movement. I don't want to hear none of that shit. If it ain't talking about we're old, what the fuck we're worth. Jews ain't 13% and the Chinese ain't 13%. And they're getting their fucking due penance. I need mines. And they ain't been here for as long as they ain't been. The Jews could claim some of them have been here for as long as we have, but not en masse. Not admittedly en masse. So since we're going to go based on what their admissions are, we've been here the longest. We deserve the most. Fuck the rest. I don't care about none of that other shit. These niggas gonna talk about we're not 13% of the victims who were gunned down by police, righteously or unrighteously, for better or for worse. We're not 13% of the fucking homeless population. We're not 13% of the people who are living in poverty. We exceed. We're not 13% of the prison population. We exceed. And mitigate me to a 1 and a fucking 3. Nigga, please. But I love you though. But I still love you. I swear before God, I still love you. But fuck that. And that's hard love, big bro. Whoever you want to be right now, that's hard love, cuz. Okay? That's all hard love. It's not tough love. That's hard love. I've been telling these other niggas all night. They got white people's dick and balls in their mouth. Ain't gonna fix their lips to talk to me. All I smell is scrotum, homie. Get the fuck away from me. I know what mine smell like when it's been a long day, and it sounds like it's been a long day in your mouth. But if they can't beat you, they will fucking cheat you. Trust, believe that. And if they can't cheat, they will beat by the cheat, via beat. Come on, hear me. Oh, since we can't come up in the building with Iraqi terrorists in this bitch, we will airstrike this motherfucker. Yeah, we cheated, but we still won. We still beat you. You still dead? Come on. You ain't hearing me. We break it down again. Y'all do realize IEDs, the improvised explosive device, aka the booby trap, was implemented solely because American soldiers did not want to fight with the Iraqis. Right. They didn't want to fight with the Jordanians, the Czechs, the Turks, the few Hungarians that came over there. Okay? Right on? And a couple Albanians who showed up. They didn't want to bang it out, so they started blowing up the fucking buildings. Soon thereafter, IEDs became the thing. Look the shit up. If they cannot win, okay, they will do some other shit on the other end. Believe that. Told y'all before how this goes. I didn't say it like this. Does anybody remind me of this? Several times I brought it up. Pat Tillman was murdered via fratricide because they didn't want for professional athletes like had been in the past. There's only a few professional athletes right now that have served in Iraq or Vietnam, or I mean not Vietnam, but Iraq or Afghanistan or fucking anything like that. There are none. Now, if you go back and you look at, let's say, like the 60s and 70s football, there's a lot of guys who served. There's a lot more guys than you think who served in Vietnam than you would know. Go back to times before that. There's guys who, once again, understand. This is football, baseball, whatever. People who served and talking about fought real wars and came back to be professional athletes. Right. They didn't want that. This time around, why? Because you had a generation of dudes who grew up watching action movies their whole life. Dudes who all they wanted to do was be a hero. Could you imagine that? A whole battalion of guys who were supposed to be professional freaking athletes fighting against regular fucking sheep herders? The war would be over in 10 minutes. Anybody who thinks I'm lying, leave now. Come on. I'm Nick Man. I have no thing to tell you a fabrication about. Nothing. I don't win by lying. I win by telling the truth. I thrive in it. I'm the best at it. There is no better truth teller than me right now. Go find them so I can listen to them. Okay? I tell the best truth. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you the real truth. Unadulterated. Even if it makes me look like a bad guy, truth. Come on. That's how you know you ain't dealing with the devil. I love y'all too much to lie to you. It means too much to lie to you. Why? Why lie? Well, you don't have to lie to kick it, like they say, right? You don't. I don't have to lie to kick it with y'all. I can just turn this motherfucker on and talk about anything. I could do anything I want to do. Nobody has to watch it. I would not replace what I'm doing with anything. This is a blessing to be able to tell y'all what I know. People are like, you just talked about things you talked about before. I'm like, yeah, but bringing it all into context with what's going on right now. Biden comes from Irish immigrants, okay, who lack certain mental discernment to realize they're in danger. The real reason why Joe Biden's great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather, whatever he is, had to be held back from the Civil War and was a blind fiddler. Okay, right? But they're fighters. They're stupid, but they're fighters. Trump is on the far other end of that. They're not really fighters, but they're hella smart. See what I'm saying? If y'all think that Kamala Harris is smarter than Mike Pence, hell, if you would trust Kamala Harris in a bar fight right now over Mike Pence, there's something wrong with you. See what I'm saying? That's who people voted for, though. Right. She's your bar fight partner, dog. That's who they voted for. So they think that in a bar fight, Joe Biden, who might actually be good to sleep D. Treasy, one and done. So Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are going to take on Mike Pence? Maybe. I don't know. I'm saying, though, that's how you have to look at a president and a vice president versus the next person. Who wins in a real fight? And in a real fight, I'm saying right now, D. Treasy and Mike Pence look like they're taking it away. But the only person who makes that different is Joe Biden because he's Irish. That's it. Because he's crazy. He's literally, I don't know if y'all understand, Joe Biden is literally mentally fucking crazy. Like, do y'all really get that about the dude? The nigga is ill. The motherfucking white boy is all the way ill, dog. And he was ill 50 years ago. He didn't just get sick. He been sick. Only just now it's just starting to show because he's hella old and he don't have the reflexes he used to have. This dude has been sick like this his whole fucking life. It's deep. But y'all trust him and Kamala Harris in the bar fight over D. Treasy and Mike Pence. We'll see who wins. Because I can contend this. Without the trade war, what y'all call the Wuhan virus would be much worse. The reason why is because there were certain delicate goods that were being traded within or between the two parties that could easily have led to sicknesses and illness. I don't really believe in the coronavirus, but I'm just saying, if it's real, if it's what y'all believe it is, the trade war, the trade war actually saved millions of lives and not closing the borders. But I had to go into radio silence. I couldn't tell nobody this type of shit before, y'all. Excuse me. Follow what I'm saying? I had to go into radio silence. I had to not talk about things that look pretty obvious. Like, yeah. Am I the only one who sees that? Probably. More than likely. I'm the only one who almost always only sees most of the things that I see. So it is what it is. If Trump loses by 3 electoral votes, if he only loses by a handful of electoral votes, this dude's going to push for a serious recall. And that stand back and stand by shit that he said, just because he's a coward doesn't mean he's stupid. Okay. Y'all think that was just, oh, whatever. They don't need his permission to act. They're grown men. I can't stress it enough. You have people who really like to believe that because one dude is supposed to be winning and the other guy's supposed to be losing. And they're like, means this is all comical nonsense. Okay, then. Why did you vote, motherfucker, if it's all comical nonsense? Right. These niggas is smoking crack, y'all. Once again, if you want to talk to me like that, I'm going to think you smoking crack. Right. Oh, because you can't beat me, you want to cheat me now, huh? And if you can't cheat me, then you'll beat me by any means necessary, which means cheating. Punk ass motherfucker. Anyway, look, that's the point and the problem that I'm trying to point out to y'all. It's going to happen just like this. Joe Biden is going to win. They're going to want to do the recount. Trump may fight at first. Once the recount seems final, he'll give in. If, and only if, and this is a 32% if there is some sort of activity that is discovered to have taken place at more than one voting center nationally, then there will be a grave issue taken with the entire process. Don't worry, I know what I'm talking about. Don't worry, I know what I'm talking about. Ask your man, Professor Black Truth, if this nigga didn't say that it could look like a tie. Because the way it still looks like right now, it looks like, guess what? D. Treasy will finish 2 or 3 electoral votes shy. Right. I don't know if it's ever been this close, ever. Not since I've been alive. Maybe George Bush, Al Gore, right? But since I've been able to vote, hasn't been a vote like this. Not even close. And the Bush and Gore vote was, that was probably the biggest thing. That I could argue the Bush and Gore thing was as big as Woodrow Wilson coming into office right before World War I. But that's neither here nor there. George Bush set off the end of the world, which is known as the War on Terrorism. The War on Terrorism effectively has been the time clock for where in which the world that we live in now will expire and the new world will have to begin. George Bush, in his own right, even though he's a wicked, evil man, is actually a hero because he did things that he didn't realize that set all these things forth. That's right. That's right. In a real twisted, messed up way, he's a hero. It's crazy, huh? Y'all would never have thought about that like that. I have to give it to you like a dude told me one day, and I was totally objective when he told me that. But all these years have gone by, and I've got time to think about it. I'm just like, the more and more I look at it, I'm like, you know what? If the world were to end in my life, if the Most High God were to come back in my, if there were to be angelic or alien invasion, whatever, in my life, George Bush is a hero because his actions will have directly affected that, no matter what. Right? I'd have to die first for that to not be the case. George Bush, more of a hero than Barack Obama ever was to niggas. Y'all can say whatever about Bush. You can be like, well, he moved jobs overseas. Obama moved a shit ton of jobs overseas. Word? Bush was a businessman. They voted in a businessman. Right. Al Gore was a businessman. But Al Gore was going to invest in the green energy. So Al Gore was actually on the up and up. Right. All these people that you've seen voted in are business people. Obama is a businessman, but he got voted in too early. Come on. Listen to me. They should have gave it 4 more years of a Republican. They should have let John McCain and Sarah Palin fuck shit all the way up. And then let Obama come in and run it right back to win the shit. They fucked up. In long-term retrospect, white people know that they fucked up. Yep. If you wanted to keep us here and keep us your slaves, because niggas is tired. They're tired. They're not going to keep doing this shit. They're not. Just because I can lift up a 100-pound box all day doesn't mean I want to. Right. So the fact that you think that niggas aren't worth shit and ain't shit tells me everything. Because you ain't gave us shit. Think about that, black people. They literally have not even given you dung. Left niggas with an empty bag. Not even full of dookie. Bag full of air. Okay, black people. While I get ready to end this up in the next handful of seconds, minutes, whatever, it's coming real soon. I'm looking at this time. I've been putting my proverbial foot up the ass of a whole bunch of people who thought that they were going to get away. I don't have to say names. I don't have to. I do not have to say their names. Let me ask y'all a question. Black people went from so-called 1619, okay, to 1863, being slaves, so-called. Have a question. Why are there still sharecroppers? Why is there right now, if it's 6:21 Pacific Standard Time, Why is there somebody right now in the next Georgia who grows sugar cane or grows cane, as they say? Right on? Growing cotton still to this day. Why is that they're in a land where they can do that, brothers and sisters, but you don't feel that you've contributed to their comfort? And why is it that you don't think that they've cheated you, brothers and sisters? And a greater question, how is it that you don't think that you've been beaten if they cheat you? See, that's why again, if I can't beat you, then I'll cheat you. I mean, I'll beat you another way, a way that's totally dishonest, that nobody respects. Did y'all know, before we roll out, the sniper, one of the most coveted positions in the military now, just 150, 160 years ago, was totally frowned upon and looked at upon as a coward. Because they felt that because they couldn't beat you, guess what they would do, y'all? Woo! That's right. They would cheat you. Since I can't get you up close and I can't outmuscle you, I'm going to shoot you with the gun that's supposed to have superior rifling from far away. But they're not a coward for that. They are man for that. Okay. Black people, you settle for snipers. Come on. You settled for the most high level professional coward in the world. And you swear before God that there ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm in white heaven. It has never changed. The older I get, the more I realize I'm in white heaven. If white supremacy is a tool of white heaven, I'll capitulate that much. But white supremacy is not above white heaven. To maintain white heaven, you must have what they believe is white supremacy, which is total brutality against all those who don't feel that people with pig skin are supposed to be in charge. My brothers and my sisters, I give you a hug. Man, ooh, I love you. Y'all take it easy, okay? I'm getting ready to roll out. 5 seconds, I'm out of here. I salute you. This has been another great epic White Heaven. And we're done.